the quiet corridors of success, a silent struggle often unfolds, one that even the most accomplished individuals rarely speak of. It's called imposter syndrome, a psychological phenomenon that casts a shadow over achievement, whispering doubts into the minds of high performers and leaving them to wonder, am I truly worthy of my success? Imposter syndrome is not a new concept, but its prevalence among high achievers has only recently come to light. First described in 1978 by psychologists Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes, imposter syndrome refers to the persistent feeling of being a fraud, despite clear evidence of competence and accomplishment. Those who experience it often attribute their achievements to luck, timing, or the help of others, rather than their own abilities. The result is a constant fear of being exposed, of having the mask slip and revealing a supposed lack of true talent. The phenomenon is surprisingly widespread. Studies estimate that up to 70% of people will experience imposter feelings at some point in their lives. It affects men and women, students and CEOs, artists and scientists. Even figures like Maya Angelou and Albert Einstein have confessed to feeling like imposters, despite their towering achievements. The question is, why do so many high achievers, those who seem most secure in their abilities, fall prey to these doubts? The roots of imposter syndrome are complex, woven from threads of personality, upbringing, and environment. Perfectionism often plays a central role. High achievers set lofty standards for themselves, and when they inevitably fall short of perfection, self-doubt creeps in. Family dynamics can also contribute. Children who grow up with high expectations or inconsistent feedback may internalize the belief that their worth is always in question. In competitive environments, elite universities, demanding workplaces, the pressure to perform can amplify these feelings, making every success feel precarious. But imposter syndrome is not just a matter of self-perception. Neuroscientists have begun to explore its biological underpinnings. Brain imaging studies suggest that those with imposter feelings may have heightened activity in regions associated with error detection and self-monitoring, such as the anterior cingulate cortex. This means that even minor mistakes or setbacks can trigger intense self-criticism, reinforcing the cycle of doubt. The consequences of imposter syndrome are far-reaching. On the surface, it can drive people to work harder, striving to prove themselves worthy. But over time, the constant anxiety and fear of failure can lead to burnout, depression, and missed opportunities. Some may avoid taking on new challenges, fearing exposure. Others may overcompensate, never allowing themselves to rest or celebrate their achievements. Yet there is another side to this story, one that offers hope. Psychologists have developed strategies to help individuals recognize and overcome imposter feelings. The first step is awareness, understanding that these thoughts are common and that they do not reflect reality. Naming the experience can be powerful, breaking the isolation that often accompanies it. Cognitive behavioral techniques are frequently used to challenge imposter thoughts. This involves examining the evidence for and against self-doubt and learning to reframe negative beliefs. For example, instead of attributing success to luck, individuals are encouraged to acknowledge their skills and effort. Mentorship and peer support can also be transformative. Sharing experiences with others who have faced similar doubts can foster a sense of belonging and perspective. Organizations, too, are beginning to recognize the impact of imposter syndrome. Some workplaces now offer workshops and resources to address it, creating cultures where vulnerability is not seen as weakness, but as a path to growth. Leaders who speak openly about their own struggles can set a powerful example, helping to normalize the conversation. Despite these advances, the mystery of imposter syndrome endures. Why do some people, in the face of overwhelming evidence, continue to doubt themselves? Some researchers suggest that a certain degree of self-questioning may be adaptive, keeping us humble and motivated to improve. Others argue that societal pressures, cultural expectations, stereotypes, and the relentless pursuit of success fuel the cycle of doubt. As we continue to explore the intricacies of the human mind, imposter syndrome remains a reminder of the delicate balance between confidence and humility. It challenges us to look beyond the surface of achievement, to understand the hidden struggles that often accompany success. In the end, perhaps the most profound lesson of imposter syndrome is this: that doubt and achievement are not mutually exclusive. Even those who reach the highest peaks may carry uncertainty with them. The journey to overcome imposter feelings is ongoing, shaped by self-reflection, support, and the courage to embrace one's own story. And so, the question lingers. In a world that celebrates accomplishment, can we learn to celebrate ourselves, not in spite of our doubts, but alongside them? The answer, it seems, is still unfolding, one honest conversation at a time.